Welcome back to all the humans and any other alien life force to Power Director Made Simple. Today's video is finally the last of this three-part series about using color boards in Power Director. And as promised, this video is all about some examples showing how color boards actually work. If you've watched the previous two videos, then you should have a good idea of what I'm doing. I won't be going into the details of how to create these, so if you haven't seen those previous two videos, now's your chance to catch up before watching this video. You are looking at Power Director 365, the 2024 edition. I have already pre-positioned some color board examples on the timeline. All of these, except the last one, are just 5 seconds long. So let's take a look at them one by one. The first one shows one of the most common uses of color boards. That is to display text on a background color. I'll hit play and you can see what this looks like. Now on the timeline, I'll now select the color board and I'm going to hit F2 just to see what are some of the extra features to this particular color board. The first thing you should notice is that the opacity is set to 20%. But note that there is not a selection for any border on the color board, yet one appears in the preview window on the top and the bottom of the color board. Now normally the choice of a border for a color board would place a border on all 4 edges, not just 2 edges. This little trick is explained by looking at the timeline and noticing that there are 2 black color boards that have been reduced to nothing more than a thin line serving as a top and bottom border to the main color board. So this example consists of the image on track 1, a black color board on track 2 and 3, and the main color board on track 4, and the text is on track 5. Now that you know how it all works, I'll hit play one more time. Okay, we're going to move on to the second example. I'll start out by hitting play. In this example, the color board has a shape that somewhat mimics the front end and the back end of the bullet train as it approaches and leaves. I'm going to select the color board and hit F2. I want to show only the color board on this track, so instead of disabling track 1 with the actual video, I can just check the box down at the bottom where it says only show the selected track. That has the same effect as disabling the video track. I'm going to drag the playhead forward until the color board moves in from the right side until it all appears in frame where it momentarily stops. There you can see that the top left and the top right corners have been pulled in, giving it that distinct shape similar to the bullet train. In addition, there is a blurred white border around the color board. Also notice that through the use of keyframes, the color board slides in from the right side off frame and remains stationary until the train is passed and then moves off towards the left with the train. I'm going to cancel out of the advanced editing window without making any changes. Let's view this one more time. Okay, now for the third example. I'm going to hit play and we'll see what this one looks like. Now once again, this is merely text on a color board, but there are 2 distinct features here. First is the special looking border around the color board, and second is the distinctive manner in which the color board moves around the screen. I'm going to select the color board, hit F2, and view it in the advanced editing window. I'll again check to show only this track. Now as I move the playhead forward slowly, you can see that the color board enters from the right side off frame and then makes a large curving loop towards the top where it finally comes the rest. If you look at the properties on the left side of the screen, a border has been selected using a 4-color gradient from white to a dark gray, which makes the border look somewhat metallic. So how did the color board get that curving move? I know you're thinking I used one of the animation techniques, but if we look at the in animation, it says no animation. So now let's look at the motion tab. There we see a large Bezier curve originating from off frame and ending at the top left. These Bezier curves are fully customizable by the user. For example, I'm going to move the curve to a much tighter radius of the curve, and then I'm going to hit play. Okay, I'm going to cancel out of this advanced editing window, and just to see what it all looks like, I'm going to hit play once again. Okay, we're going to move to the next example. It's another text on color. I'm going to hit play. This color board is a custom red, white, and blue gradient color with text that both slowly lose opacity as they move upward and eventually disappear into the wild blue yonder. I'm going to hit F2 to bring up the advanced editing window where you can see the keyframes set at the beginning and ending to change the position and the opacity at the same time. I'm going to cancel out and let's watch this one more time. And we get to the final example. This one uses color boards for something entirely different. Now what you've been looking at are 4 separate videos that were assembled using PowerDirector's Multicam Designer tool. These were videos on the internet showing the earthquake that hit Japan in January. Now the red borders separating each video are actually color boards. We'll look at the timeline to see them. Now even though the Multicam Designer tool allows the user to select built-in borders of any color, I've used the color boards here just to show off that it could be done that way. And there are other features that color boards could offer, such as changing opacity while the videos are showing, or using gradient colors, or even changing colors as different scenes appear in the videos. If I click on any of the red color boards, you can see it in the preview window which one it is by the resizing gadgets that become visible. I'm going to play this one once again. Now, as it plays, it certainly takes a lot of graphics card and CPU power to display 4 high-definition videos at the same time. Now, if your computer is not quite up to snuff, you may suffer some slowdowns if you try using the Multicam Designer. And there you have it. Color boards are not limited to merely rectangular objects, and they are more than just a canvas for which to display text. Just like any image or video object, there are many features that can be applied to them. So, whether it's merely an opening title for your family videos or videos of your favorite pet, keep the color boards alive and active as part of your creativity. That's all for now. Thanks for watching and hit that subscribe button.